We remain standing for the national anthem. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, we commence the 2017 graduation ceremony with our academic procession. This procession is led by the Grand Marshal, Mr. Stephen O'Geese, and it is followed by the faculty in academic dress. Please be seated. Following the faculty is the Department of Continuing Education, Mon Campus, with the Peach Hood, the South Campus, and wearing the white hood, the Division of Technical Education and Management Studies. Let us all stand as Mr. Ernest Otley leads this ceremony with prayer.
You may perform the actions of your specific faith in preparation for prayer. Let us pray. Most High God and Heavenly Father, today the Sir Arthur Lewis Community College convenes this graduation ceremony in acknowledgement and celebration of your goodness toward us. We offer today's invocation in recognition of the many disciplines through which our students, faculty, staff, and guests find meaning in life. We celebrate and present to you all the students who are assembled here. May they feel a sense of achievement in their qualification and excitement about their future. Bless their skills and gifts that have culminated in celebration today. May each student know your presence in their lives and understand how to use their studies and acquired abilities for your glory and selfless service to humanity. May they all continue to live lives of learning and discovery, and in doing so, bring great blessings to the world. We celebrate and present the faculty who work tirelessly to facilitate the life-changing learning experiences of our students. May you continue to bless them with wisdom and strength. May they be ever conscious of your direction in their lives and your desire for excellence from their charges. We celebrate and present the staff who support the operations of the college. May they bask in the significance of their contributions, derive meaning and results from their endeavors, and may those endeavors be blessed by you. We continue to celebrate and present our speakers and honored guests. Let their words and thoughts be filtered by you into purely penetrating and relevant messages of hope, motivation, and transformation. Let all the guests, invitees, and participants in today's exercise be imbued with the sense that they are part of something special, and the influence of their presence will transcend this date and time to remain a lasting, positive impact in the memory of those celebrated. We celebrate and present the Sir Arthur Lewis Community College and its service to the nation and the world. Let it, as an institution, be buoyed and encouraged in the fact that no matter what the circumstances and vicissitudes, it continues to enrich and sustain the learning of the nation by the power of your almighty hand. We ask your blessings on these proceedings and all who will grace this platform today. May we seek and find the presence of the sacred in this gathering, reflected in the experiences of the class of 2017, echoed in the names of each graduate as they step across the platform, resonant in the words of wisdom that are shared by our speakers and honored guests. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Thank you very much, Mr. Otley. Please be seated. Your Excellency, Dame Paulette Louise, Governor General of St. Lucia, Honorable Dr. Gail Rigoberton, Minister for Education, Innovation, Gender Relations, and Sustainable Development, Members of Parliament, members of the Diplomatic Corps, officials of the Ministry of Education, members of the Board of Governors of the Sir Arthur Lewis Community College, members of staff of Sir Arthur Lewis Community College, specially invited guests, graduates, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the 31st graduation ceremony of Sir Arthur Lewis Community College. Today, we proudly release onto this planet approximately 700 students from our 3 extensions who have met the graduation requirements of this college. We thank you all for coming to bear witness to this milestone in the academic journey and to encourage them by your presence, your speeches, and your congratulatory messages. At this point in our ceremony, we will unveil the new symbol of authority for the Sir Arthur Lewis Community College. And for that, I would like to invite Mr. O'Brien Richards. Mr. O'Brien, could you please assist us with this very important part of the ceremony? The Mace will be used during our official ceremonies starting today's graduation and will be respectfully carried by the Grand Marshal who will lead the procession. Ladies and gentlemen, let us feel honored as we invite Her Excellency Dame Paulette Louise to unwrap the symbol of authority for Sir Arthur Lewis Community College. This is the new symbol of authority for Sir Arthur Lewis Community College, our Mace. Thank you very much, Your Excellency. This moment will be treasured, more so as you celebrate this year your 20th anniversary in office as Governor General of St. Lucia. Thank you very much, and congratulations also. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, graduates, allow me to present you with a description and accompanying poem for the Sir Arthur Lewis Community College symbol of authority. You will also find a detailed description in your programs. The Mace incorporates the history and tradition of the college through the use of a selection of local timbers and glass. The blue maho, dark gray, is emblematic of the aftermath of Castri's destruction by fire. The first ring, which you will see, is of the same material, and it represents our advancement as a people after a period of extreme physical and economic challenge. The three local timbers, mahogany, teak, and red cedar, symbolize the diversity of our people. Likewise, the three original schools that were merged to form Sir Arthur Lewis Community College. There is a hexagon of 6 units denoting the college in its current form. It forms the embodiment of what is now Sir Arthur Lewis Community College. Above that hexagon is variegated timber, illustrative of us as a united people in our pursuit of excellence and development. It starts with a cylinder which symbolizes our gradual growth, typical of a new entity groping in the dark at birth. The college's continuous progress is shown by the conical shape of the remainder of this section, together with increasing growth rings, symbolizing our strides along our path of evolution as an educational institution. The section above the cylindrical shape, continuing with the blue maho, stands for our united structure. Sir Arthur Lewis Community College is the essence of a tertiary level institution for academics and technical vocational training on the island, the OECS, and the wider world. It is a body which emanates that true light which illuminates the pathway of the craftsman. The light of knowledge and wisdom radiating from our jewel SALCC disseminates light to all our students who have acquired skills and knowledge within the walls of this campus. Moving upward the Mace is a section of blue glass, which is our sky, that constant reminder of our ceiling of achievement. There is also a glass gem bearing the logo of the college. The very intricate cuts and shapes of the gemstone redirect its light to all in different forms and direction. The two interlocking pyramidal glass forms, one on top of the other, visible from the north, south, east, and west worldwide, represent our pitons and our two eminent Nobel laureates, beacons worthy of honor and emulation. The glass finial is at the center of our common pursuit, and it embodies our perennial quest of upward mobility and excellence. The book at the peak of the Mace is symbolic of knowledge, which Sir Arthur Lewis opined is the answer to poverty. Our Mace therefore pays homage to this by the finial. The Mace was designed by professionals of DTEMS, our Division of Technical Education and Management Studies. The primary designer was Mr. O'Brien Richards. Mr. O'Brien, could you please take a bow? Mr. O'Brien Richards, the primary designer, and Mr. Richards was assisted by Mr. Urban Monrose, Mr. Napol Heralal, Miss Althea Lake, Miss Mary Louise Catty, Miss Bertha Vallis, and Mr. Lindsay Filbert. Thank you so much, team, for producing this symbol, which we could now call our own, an embodiment of everything that we were and what we are now. Thank you very much, Mr. Richards and your team.
Out of the ashes of a city's death by fire arose a nation, a people, a resilient and resolute St. Lucia, groping in the dark for the light to lead and direct its path. That path, illuminated by the golden rays of truth and knowledge in the pursuit of excellence. With diversity of a people, we found pleasure in the joint search for excellence through the attainment of a common platform of love. that platform where the high and the low, rich and poor, may meet with the commonality of pursuits of each other's goals. Sir Arthur Lewis Community College's upward mobility, the embodiment of our educational pursuits, our twin peaks, yes, our petals, or better still, our two Nobel laureates. Beacons of inspiration and knowledge of posterity, we look therefore for that perennial light of hope in a future of people empowered with a correct knowledge of meaning and delight. The sky, no doubt, is the ultimate limit to our quest for it all.
Thank you very much, Mr. Jakob Nestor, for the recitation which captures the spirit of the Mace. Our team is so creative that they thought that they had to add something a little more literary to the Mace. And we thank you so much, team, for adding this poem. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like us now to stand for a moment of silence in memory of the students whom we lost during this academic year. During this minute, I would like you to feel free to lift up their families and loved ones in prayer. May their souls rest in peace. Please be seated. At this point, I would like to welcome Mr. Gaius Henry, the Deputy Chairman of the Board of Governors, to do the welcome remarks. Mr. Harry.
Your Excellency, the Impertinent Lucy, Governor General of St. Lucia, Honorable Dr. Gail Rigobert, Minister of Education, Innovation, Gender Relation and Sustainable Development, Members of Parliament, members of the Diplomatic Corps, officials of the Ministry of Education, members of the Board of Governors of the Sir Arthur Lewis Community College, members of staff and of Sir Arthur Lewis Community College, specially invited guests, graduates, ladies and gentlemen. It is indeed my honor and privilege to welcome you on behalf of the management and staff and the Board of Governors to the 31st graduation ceremony of Sir Arthur Lewis Community College. You have anticipated this day with varying emotions. Some of you are excited, some of you are anxious, and the others simply relieved. Irrespective of the emotions stirred within you, you will all agree that today will evoke a sense of pride, a sense of purpose and accomplishment. You have made it. Certainly, today's celebration would not have been possible had it not been for the support, sacrifice, and love of your parents, family members, peers, dedication and commitment of faculty, for which I certainly know you feel a sense of tremendous gratitude. They certainly deserve a round of applause. However, Today's celebration would not have been possible without your effort, determination, and hard work. So I congratulate you for achieving this great milestone. After today, your life will start anew, but not for the last time. The choices that you make are critical to the experience you will encounter in your life. Be vigilant always, mindful always of the choices that you make on this journey. Your choice of personal standards, values, and association will be the deciding factor in the realization of your dreams and your successes. The knowledge, talent, and skills you have acquired at this institution should prepare you to meet the challenges of life. Indeed, this knowledge should prepare you to serve your country diligently and become well-rounded, creative, responsible, and productive citizens and future leaders. Noting that education is what would take us into the future, please permit me to speak a little on Sir Arthur Lewis as a center of excellence. The Board of Governors is committed to improving the student experience at Sir Arthur Lewis Community College, making the college a top-class tertiary institution within an environment that nurtures academic excellence and participation in research and development. Naturally, the expectation of our students, more so within a fast-paced global village, is that Sir Arthur Lewis Community College develops a curriculum that engenders an entrepreneurial society and is focused around the national goals of innovation, socioeconomics, development, and environmental sustainability. You have expressed via student survey that investing in new and creative technology, academic and career counseling, improved internet access, student communication, and financial assistance are vital to your students' experience at Sir Arthur Lewis. I can assure you these will be made priority. We have partnered with First National Bank St. Lucia Limited for the first time to introduce a student loan proposal where parents can access financing with easy terms. This will create greater access to higher education so that more students can acquire the requisite skills to make a meaningful contribution to the development of our country. Investment in higher education is necessary if we are to establish a foundation that supports the development of St. Lucian's human capital and the sustainability of national, economics, and social growth. The quality of knowledge created within Sir Arthur Lewis and its availability to the wider economy is critical to our national competitiveness. This should not be new to us. As our own Sir Arthur Lewis stated many years ago, the fundamental cure for poverty is not money, but knowledge. The time for less talking and more action to create visionary of the 21st century is now. The Board of Governance is focused on measures critical to drive the operational efficiency of the college in order to create an education and skill workforce capable of attracting high and paying jobs. It is imperative that the board and the college work closely with government of St. Lucia, private commercial entities, and donor agencies to obtain the right investment and financing necessary to transition Sir Arthur Lewis into a well-resourced institution of competitive standards regionally and internationally. Investment in higher education is the greatest asset that can be achieved with private and public dollars. Sir Arthur Lewis Community College must be seen as a major contributor to our economy, critical in retaining St. Lucia's growth and influence within the wider region. A lead developer of skills, competencies, and knowledge that our business requires to stimulate growth and profitability that business owners and shareholders are striving to obtain. Sir Arthur Lewis Community College required the political will to positively transition into the type of institution which this robust economic global climate demands. speeches and papers indicate that we have been talking about reformation of the college for far too long. In fact, in excess of 15 years. Can we afford to continue talking? Most of the students in today's graduating class were merely 3 years old when these reformation discussions commenced. The last 15 years saw innovation like Google, Apple, Facebook, Wi-Fi, Instagram, Twitter, and to name a few. As an institution, we must ensure that we offer a quality and relevant education that will position our graduates to be leaders, innovators, and trendsetters. Graduates who will successfully blend into the global community and make a distinct impact. We want to provide an opportunity for as many graduates here today to return to South Louis with a view to commencing a degree program. The board will ensure that every penny invested delivers the intended benefit at maximum efficiency while we build a university college where everyone is a winner: students, faculty, administrative staff, and the St. Lucian community. I wish to thank the government through the Ministry of Education for their support of the college and look forward to greater achievement and significant milestone in 2018-2019. Graduates, the last 2 years were rewarding and challenging. You worked hard, sacrificed much, and today you will reap the fruits of your labor. Success is not a straight line. You fall, you heal, you pick yourself up, you cross that finish line as you have done today. One educated child per household changes the fortune of a family. Go change your family and the world. Aristotle, who was a Greek philosopher and scientist, stated, "Excellence is never an accident. It is always the result of high intention, sincere effort, and intelligent execution. It represents the wise choice of many alternatives. Choice, not chance, determines your destiny." Thank you, and may God continue to shine His light upon you and always strive for excellence. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Harry, Deputy Chairman of the Board of Governors. Thanks for those remarks and reminding us of the board's commitment to a relevant education as we enhance the students' experiences here. Thank you for giving us hope for the degree programs. We do hope that our graduates today will be able to return to follow and pursue some of the dreams that they have started. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. At this point, we should be having some remarks from our Minister of Education, but we will wait a while longer for her, and we will just move on to our special guest speaker. Our guest speaker today is a very interesting young lady. As I read her CV, I was totally impressed with her achievements in her time here with us in St. Lucia and her different experiences in the world. I may not be able to share all of it with you today, but I have pulled out a few that I think are worthy of sharing. Mrs. Tariba Hinkson Du Naisimentu. I hope I said it correctly, miss. Really lovely name. Mrs. Tariba Hinkson Du Naisimentu. And I'm sure you could guess this is not a St. Lucian name, because a lot of her experiences, I notice, were actually somewhere in Africa, Ethiopia in particular. Miss Du Naisimientu is a creative designer, the creative designer of Membet Limited. Have you heard of it? Yes, right here, I believe, a few weeks ago in this hall, for the Taiwan Expo, we saw her creative work on display. She's also a program analyst for the European Development Fund. She was the coordinator of the Canadian Network of NGOs, CANGO, a development officer, Ethiopia-Canada Cooperation Office. Ms. Du Naisimiento also holds an MBA in International Management from Centenary College in the USA, a postgraduate diploma in International Project Management from Humber College in Canada. She has a Bachelor of Arts, honors, double major in English Literature and International Development Studies from the University of Toronto in Canada. She has received many awards, and a few I will share with you again. She was actually our Island Scholar in 2001, the Sir Arthur Lewis Island Scholar in 2001. She received the Lytton Thomas Prize for Mathematics from Sir Arthur Lewis in 2001. She received the Caribbean Fashion and Arts Film Festival Award for Best Documentary for her destination Runaway, Trinidad and Tobago, 2016. And the most recent one this year, Caribbean Fashion and Arts Film Festival winner, Best Fashion Short Film, Love Stories, Trinidad and Tobago, 2017. Mrs. Nixon Hinkson Du Naisimiento, I know is a young person that our graduates can identify with, and we hope that through her accomplishments and her address today, that you will all be inspired. I welcome Mrs. Du Naisimiento to share with you graduates of 2017. Graduates, that is.
Your Excellency, Dame Paulette Louisi, Governor General of St. Lucia, Honorable Dr. Gail Rigobert, Minister for Education, Innovation, Gender Relations, and Sustainable Development, Members of Parliament, members of the Diplomatic Corps, officials of the Ministry of Education, members of the Board of Governors of the Sir Arthur Lewis Community College, members of staff of Sir Arthur Lewis Community College, specially invited guests, graduands, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I wrote a very nice speech. It's 4 pages long. And against my better judgment, I'm not going to read it. And at risk of embarrassing myself on live television, I figured when I went through the list of the guest speakers before me, and like the lady who introduced me said, I feel like I'm a little bit, closer to your level, so maybe we can just have a frank conversation about life and life lessons and my journey. I think that might interest you more than reading some generic stuff about being inspired and whatever, what have you. Now, to be fair, I'm a very last-minute person. I've always been. That's just my modus operandi. It's not going to change. Old habits just die hard. So I did wait until the 11th hour to write this speech. Because in my head at the time, I'm a dreamer, I'm an artist. Despite all my other academic achievements, I thought, I could stand up here and I could just speak and give one of those speeches and go viral on YouTube like Oprah and inspire you guys and blah, blah, blah. So that really was my idea, was just to talk. But then closer to the date, I said, you know what, I need to sit down and write this thing. And then just as I sat down to write this speech, I got a very huge disappointment to a sister company of Membet, where a very large international fashion company that I was going to work with in the new year canceled on me. So you can imagine, this would have been one of the biggest opportunities for me as a designer, as a creative in St. Lucia. It would have really helped launch my career. And, it was a huge disappointment. I felt disillusioned. I felt dejected. I just felt like I'm wasting my time. I should just go back and get a job. Why am I doing this? And I said, how can I write a speech to inspire young people who are going out into the workforce when I felt that way? And this is why I'm reluctant to read this speech, because it's really properly disingenuous, because it doesn't reflect my mood. Now, I'm not trying to, speak to you and make you feel afraid of your journey or to feel down, but I'm really just trying to figure out what the lesson is to be learned in how I feel right now. And trust me, this is days of me feeling low. What the lesson is here, and what can I realistically share to you about what I have learned from such a huge disappointment that would still allow you to feel, motivated to go out there and to follow your dreams. And the truth and the fact is I cannot think of anything. Realistically, I'm just so down. But then listening to, my achievements over the years and, things that I've forgotten. When they asked for my CV, it took me forever because I haven't prepared one for quite some time, and there's a lot of things I needed to add. And she's reading all these things, and I'm like, oh, wow, I did that? Wow, that's me? And I'm sitting there and I'm saying to myself, but Tariba, you are ungrateful. You are absolutely ungrateful to be dwelling on this disappointment so much in light of all what you have achieved. And the fact that a company like that is willing to work with you in the first place is a huge achievement. And if I continue the course and finish my year with that level of ingratitude, then I'm not going to start off my year well. And I think that is the lesson that I learned about 2 minutes ago, sitting there, trying to decide whether or not I'll read the speech or whether I will just speak. I think we need to understand that life is a journey and it's a process, and that we are a product of all of our achievements and everything that we have done, whether great or small. And there is nothing like somebody telling you that you can't, or somebody telling you no, that gives you the fuel to go out there and prove them wrong. I know one of my greatest strengths is persistence. When I want something, I will make sure I get it. The right way, not by any means necessary. There are wrong ways and right ways to do things. But I know I do push myself. And every disappointment prior to this has always given me the fuel to push myself to ensure that the next time I ensure that I seal the deal, or I work a little harder, or I try a little more. Because these are some trying times right now. I mean, our island, the things that we are seeing with the murders and the mental illness and the less than favorable political climate that we are living in, it's going to be rough. It is going to be hard. But that is never an excuse to give up, and not an excuse to dwell on the things that will happen to you that are inevitable. The issue lies in whether or not you learn. And that's why I said from the beginning, what is the lesson that I have to learn from this disappointment? Now, today is a great achievement for you. I remember my graduation at Sir Arthur in 2001, being an island scholar and being very proud to sit there to get my award. And as long ago as that was, it is still an achievement that has made me who I am today. And it is an achievement that needs to be right at the top with all the other achievements that I have done, because it has all created me, created who I am, So to you, I just want to say that you really need to enjoy this journey and enjoy the day today. Because I'm sure several of you probably wondered if you would even make it there. Because island scholar or not, I still remember at Sir Arthur, my English literature lecturer, Mr. Hippolyte, when he would grade your essay and he would be like, this is a fantastic essay, you went straight to the point, you did this, that, so well, it's great, fantastic, here's your paper, and you get like a 55%. And you have to watch this man and like, what? You said it was good and it's 55, and he's looking at you and he's like, yeah, it's good, it's 55%, it can always be better. And I remember my math lecturer, Miss Nathaniel. I don't know why I chose mathematics. I haven't used it since. But then, arguing with her, being like, but miss, why do I need to know how to complete the square? I'm not going to use algebra. This doesn't make any sense. And she's like, it's not up to me to tell you why you chose the subject, and you need to stick with the curriculum, because everything that you do it well. So I sucked it up, and I worked very hard, and I came out on top. Because that is what disappointments do. They are supposed to propel you. They are supposed to push you. And I left Sir Arthur on a high, island scholar. I got into a very limited enrollment program at the University of Toronto that took 40 people from the whole world. And I was like, yeah. But then you get there and there is this genius from Brunei in your class and this autistic savant from China in your class that can memorize, I don't know, the periodic table. And you kind of sit in there twiddling your thumbs like, you know? But then you use that as your fuel and you push yourself. And I can tell you I enjoyed my university experience, not because I dwelled on the disappointments of the poor grades, but because I enjoyed the journey. And at university, despite me being an island scholar, I was painfully average in all of my grades, did a final push, like the last minute person that I am in my final year to make sure I got honors. But that does not take away from the fact that I took the time to enjoy the journey, because that's what life is about. And today, I want you all to take all the selfies you can possibly can, you know, flood everybody's timeline on social media with pictures of yourself in this gown. Because believe you me, there is going to be a point in time where you would need to go back and look at these pictures to remind yourself of this achievement on a day when you feel like things are not going your way. Remind yourself, but look, I graduated from Sir Arthur. A lot of people do not make it where you are today. And even if you graduate with your PhD 10 years from now, your Sir Arthur Lewis graduation is still a major achievement, because without it, you may not have gotten to your PhD. And that is the journey that's important. Okay? So I just want to just let all of you know, enjoy the moment. Enjoy the journey. Do not dwell on things when things get hard, because they will. But you know what? They always get better. Okay? Keep a very positive mindset. Remind yourself of me sitting here, worried, oh my gosh, what am I going to tell these young people today? And I'm feeling very selfish right now because I feel like this was more of a pep talk for me, not for y'all. But I do feel better, and I hope I have inspired at least some of you, if not all, to be the very best that you can be. Our nation is relying on you. You guys are the next generation of movers and shakers. You are graduating at an amazing time despite all what is going on. You guys have the internet. You guys are in the age of entrepreneurship, alternative employment. You guys are at an age when you can look at your mother and say, I am going to be a, I don't know, sound engineer. She doesn't even know what that is, but she's not going to tell you, no, go be a lawyer and accountant, because this is a different time. The world is your oyster, okay? And I may have dwelled on my academic journey, but that was my journey. For those of you who are going to go off to work and are not going to continue just yet, or may never continue, that's fine. That's perfectly fine. Consider yourself blessed to not have a student loan. I am still paying mine. It's a disaster, all right? There is a positive in every single thing. And those of you who are going to work, you guys have an advantage of knowing in practical terms what it is that you enjoy doing and what it is that you don't enjoy doing. Because some of us, we go to school and we love our careers in academia, but we hate it when we come down to start working in it. And that was me. That is how I became a fashion designer, being a professional project manager. That is how my life came full circle, from an English major to working in Africa, thinking I'm going to save the world, bringing clean water to villages. And now I'm here, back in St. Lucia. I could have been anywhere, but I am here, making bags because of the journey. Listening to every bit of wisdom that I got along the way and making decisions for myself with the support of the people around me who make me feel like, yes, Tariba, you can do anything that you put your mind to. Whatever is for you is for you. No one can ever take that away from you. Okay? So to all of you, I wish you good luck. Feel free to tag me on social media when you take your pictures. I know you guys are going to be great. I know it. I can see it. I can feel the energy. It's a beautiful day for graduation. We have a supermoon tonight. It's always a good time to think of new things and start new ventures. So good luck to all of you. I know you'll be great. Anybody can always approach me. I'm very approachable if you need anything, any bit of advice, whatever I can give. I am here, even if I may look at you and be like, you know, life sucks because I'm having a bad day, that's it. But, you know, it happens. I'm human like everyone else, so are you. You'll be going through the motions just like I do, and it's going to be fine. Trust me, it's going to be fine. Thank you.
Okay, graduates, can I hear you say thank you, Tariba? We happy she abandoned that written speech, not so? Yes. Tariba, if you don't mind, I say Tariba because you feel like one of our girls 16 years later. We're happy that you came back and we made you feel better. Okay? Sir Arthur Lewis can be very therapeutic. Okay? Thank you for being real, wasn't she? Thank you for being honest, wasn't she? Okay. Thank you for being frank and sharing your creativity by being so spontaneous in your delivery, Tariba. Thank you for that reminder that we all have to enjoy that journey. Thank you for the reminder that it is a process and the achievements are really the end product. Thank you so much. We're happy for that. Can you be as spontaneous as Tariba at times? Yes, it may come with practice for some. It may come with practice. But this is what Sir Arthur Lewis has created. Feel-inspired students. Thank you so much, Mrs. Hinkson Du Naisimientu. I said it well? Nasimientu. All right, we're going to change the mood a little bit, and I will invite our choir to just do a few renditions for us under the baton of Mrs. Preville.
When you're calm, so don't be afraid to fail. and never give up. Don't ever give up on you. Don't give up. No, no, no. Don't give up. Oh, no, no, no. Don't give
We remain standing for the national anthem. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, we commence the 2017 graduation ceremony with our academic procession. This procession is led by the Grand Marshal, Mr. Stephen Ogis, and it is followed by the faculty in academic dress. Please be seated. Following the faculty is the Department of Continuing Education, Mon Campus, with the Peach Hood, the South Campus, and wearing the white hood, the Division of Technical Education and Management Studies. I was told, oh, it's automatic. Oh, nice. These were our nurses. Are you aware? Mr. Harry, you spoke about a relevant curriculum, and our health science department apparently has started a new, perhaps pain management something, because they sing. They're not giving medication alone. Our nurses sing, and we're feeling better. Our nurse, I look forward to meeting them at our new hospital where they will be singing to us. Lovely nurses, that was great. Okay, we have now arrived at perhaps the most significant point in our ceremony. And to do the usual honor of presenting the certificates and special awards to our very deserving students, I invite our college registrar, Ms. Beverly Josie.
Your Excellency, Dame Paulette Louise, members of the Board of Governors, ladies and gentlemen, graduates, good morning. At this, our 31st graduation ceremony, 771 students successfully completed a range of degrees, postgraduate diplomas, associate degrees, diplomas, and certificates, including programs done with external bodies and are eligible for graduation. Some chose to pursue their programs part-time, but the majority were admitted as full-time students for the past 2 to 3 years. We will begin this morning's presentation with graduates from the Department of Continuing Education. I'll ask Mrs. Danielle to assist. And I'd like the graduates from the Department of Continuing Education to please come forward.
I, Macaulay Combi, coordinator of the Department of Continuing Education, hereby presents the graduates of the department. I certify that the graduates have successfully completed the prescribed course of study, passed all examination, met all program requirements, and therefore eligible for awards of associate degrees and certificates.
Thank you, Mr. Combi. We begin with the associate degree in criminal justice, Dimitri Shallery. Kyria Victor. For the certificate in paralegal studies, Alison Agard. Rosalind Descartes. Kulshan Eugene. Maricia John. Junior Octave. Thank you, Department of Continuing Education. This is by no means the total number of persons who successfully completed programs. Some are not here with us today. Thank you. We move now to our South Campus, and I'd like to call the graduates to come forward for their certificates. For those of you who may be wondering, South Campus is our Southern Extension Center in Vieux Fort. We begin with the presentation of associate degrees in Applied Arts, Business Administration. Vanel Alexander. Zane Augustine. My apologies, Mrs. Dilsuk. Jonette Caglin. Vernell Johnny. Nicole Joseph. Jevi Phillip. Jevi receives the prize for the best overall achievement in Applied Arts Business Administration. Natoya Prince. Crystal Robert. Nick Leos. For the certificate in secretarial studies, Cleanna Charlemagne. For the associate degree in secretarial studies, Ava Volney. For the certificate in business studies, Tanisha Shallery. For the associate degree in social work, Delphinas Constable. Charmaine Daniel. Charmaine Daniel receives the prize for best overall achievement in the associate degree in social work. Sandra Faustin. Thank you, Mrs. Dilsuk. Please sit. Let me recognize graduates of the South Campus who are not with us, but who are recipients of awards. Tiffany Pinnell receives the prize for Best Overall Achievement in the Business Studies Certificate Program. Lisa Wilfred receives the prize for Best Overall Achievement in Applied Arts Office Administration and the Sir Arthur Lewis Community College Award for Excellence. Sensia Maki receives the prize for Best Overall Achievement in the Secretarial Studies Certificate Program, and Keena Nicholas receives the prize for Best Overall Achievement in the Certificate in Social Work. We now move on to the Division of Technical Education and Management Studies, and I'd like to call on the Dean, Kurt Harris.
I, Kurt Harris, Dean of the Division of Technical Education and Management Studies, hereby present the graduates of the division. I certify that the graduates have successfully completed the prescribed course of study, passed all examinations, met all other program requirements, and are therefore eligible for the award of associate degrees and certificates.
Thank you, Dean Harris. Will the graduates of the Department of Building Studies please come forward? We begin with the associate degree in architectural technology. Dahlia Robinson. Joshua Chico. Desi Deligny. Brittany Emmanuel. Tenias Matre. Sherrick Lawrence. For the associate degree in construction engineering, Anil Biru. For the associate degree in quantity surveying, Kellyanne Charles. The associate degree in quantity surveying, Alex Eli Box. For the certificate in building studies foundations, Tonya St. Marth. Tonya receives the prize for the certificate in building studies. For the certificate in carpentry and joinery, Luke Henry. Thank you, graduates of the Department of Building Studies. You may sit. I'd like to call on the graduates of the Department of Business Studies, please. Business and Secretarial Studies. For the associate degree in applied arts, business administration, Ashnell Amab. Alicia Alexander. Crystal Alexander. Kenton Alexander. Mara Alexander. Rohan Arthur. Anselm Anthony. Nicole Auguste. Cheyenne Augustine. Juanita Brown. Tamika Shalmine. Lania Shallery. Kashiana Shallery. Maya Clerville. Jada Dostally. Sheena Edward. Nicole Eli Box. Kezia Esnad. Tanae Florenville. Neil Regobert. Wyona Emmanuel. Tamika Erme. Mercedes Fanis. Kezia Frederick. Alexia Flavius. Shania George. Vivica George. Crystalie Gilbert. Kathy Henry. Alina Henry. Makissa Holder. Rajika Hippolyte. Francine Henry. Cedrica James. Casey Dupree. Joeline Jacob. Merv James. Tamara Jean. Dorissa Jabatis. Zanik Johnny. Alexia Joseph. Antonia Joseph. Giovanni Joseph. Sherrick Joseph. Janelle Joseph. Maya Joseph. Safi Justin. Yolanda Gillard. Ashley Leon. Shania Lewis. Shania Librod. McLean Lionel. Rhonda Mangal. Makitha Mark. Keitha Mason. Malika Melius. Emma Mitchell. Emma Mitchell receives the prize for the associate degree in Applied Arts Business Administration. She also receives the South Louis Community Award for Excellence, which is given to the top student in each division. And there's a generous contribution of $1,000, Emma. Naya Mondesi. Abijah Modest. Chrislyn Montoot. Amila Morrill. Tia Morrill. Yakub Nestor. Abigail Noel. Aisha Noel. Francia Paris. Anika Pascal. Vanika Philogen. Shonella Pierre. Crystal Fulgens. Princess Polius. Casey Pierre-Louis. Della Poyot. Suzella Poyot. Anya Prosper. Shalana Samuel. Tanisha Sandiford. Steva Saint-Romain. Diana Popo. Graduates for the associate degree in office administration. Jonathan Serrier. This is Applied Arts Business Administration that continues. Shane Sukwa. Jasmine Suffren. Petruana Sydney. Keisha Thomas. Kensha Velino. Cheyenne Willie. Shama Zimbani. And now for the Associate Degree in Office Administration, Janelle Alexander. Crystal Alfred. Krista Charles. Sinella de Turville. Makila Emmanuel. Sasha Etienne. Philip George. Philip George receives the prize for the Associate Degree in Applied Arts Office Administration and a special award. And a special award for the highest overall achievement in office administration. Travis Sylvester. Kiasha and Anel. Kayla Vitalis. Could the rest of the graduates please process up? Suen William. Could we come forward, please? It does not matter, they come forward. Thank you, graduates of the Business and Secretarial Studies Department. Could the graduates of the Department of Hospitality Studies, please, Electrical and Electronic Studies Department, please come forward. Could you come forward, please? Could you come forward, please? It appears there was a change in the order, and so we will start with graduates from the Department of Hospitality Studies, Food and Beverage Operations. Janai Prosper. Janique Alfred. Lavelle Brown. Tamika Paul. For the Associate Degree in Hospitality Studies, Augustina Clement. Vianna Gabriel. Tikia Harrow. Brittany Henry. Mitchell Henry. Colleen Joavel. Colleen receives the prize for the associate degree in hospitality studies. Katana Modest. Arantxa Nicholas. Danella Neal. Delia Oneville. Tajani Passad. Joshua St. Amy. Durance Thomas. For the associate degree in food and beverage, Joanne Alexander. Joanne receives the prize for the associate degree in food and beverage operations and a special award for the highest overall achievement in the Department of Hospitality Studies. Melanie Schalmine. Tiffany Louis. DeAndre Daisy James. Adira Eugene. Sabrina Mark. Diana Pierre. Casey Polius. Luvia McDonald. Alicia Eli Box. Alicia receives the associate degree in travel and tourism. Bridget Fontenelle. Deandra Gabriel. Janae Jean. Glenda Johnny. Glenda receives the prize for the associate degree in travel and tourism. Vernette Jules. Jemima Leon. Precious Matre. Eldwin Nelson. Emmanuel Nurse. Kersel Pamphil. Nasamia Pierre-Louis. Zaria Seeley. Moesha Smith. Brian Thomas. Sherelle Alexander. Craig Andes. Nola Augustine. Wendia Charles. Mahalia Charles. Darnell Averill. We move now to the Department of Electrical and Electronic Studies. For the Associate Degree in Computer Systems Engineering, Shakima Alphonse. Shakima receives the prize for the Associate Degree in Computer Systems Engineering. Wesley Wilson. Zachary Bridget. Zachary Bridget receives an associate degree in electronic studies, and he also receives the prize for that program. For the certificate in electrical installation, Rufinas Charles. Valdrian Daniel. Valdrian Daniel receives the prize for the certificate in electrical installation. Denzel Ermey. Shadley James. Jamil Regis. Are graduates from the Engineering Studies Department present? Could you please come forward? Ali Joseph receives the associate degree in mechanical engineering. Ron Louis. For the certificate in refrigeration and air conditioning systems, Kurt Jabatis. Zimran Lewis. Zimran receives the prize for the certificate in refrigeration and air conditioning systems and a special award for the highest overall achievement in the certificate program. Motor vehicle mechanic Craig James. Thank you, Mr. Harris. A few of our graduates who are not with us, but who are recipients of awards: Ansel Closel, top prize for associate degree in architectural technology. Peter Morgan receives the prize for the certificate in carpentry and joinery foundations. Terry Eliter receives the prize for the certificate in carpentry and joinery. Ali Joseph receives the prize for the associate degree in mechanical engineering. Makai Arudel receives the prize for the certificate in diesel mechanics foundations. Jade Suraj receives the prize for the certificate in motor vehicle mechanics foundations. Ladies and gentlemen, your graduates of the Department of Continuing Education, the South Campus, and the Division of Technical Education and Management Studies. A round of applause for them, please.
Thank you very much, Ms. Josie, and congratulations again to our now graduates of the class of 2017. Congratulations, students. To bid farewell on your behalf, I would like to invite Mr. Jevi Philip, who is your valedictorian from the South Campus. Mr. Jevi Philip was chosen by his peers as a true representative of an SALCC graduate. He also received the highest award in business administration. Welcome, Mr. Jevi.
Your Excellency, Dame Paulette Louise, Governor General of St. Lucia, Honorable Dr. Gail Rigobert, Minister of Education, Innovation, Gender Relations and Sustainable Development, Members of Parliament, members of the Diplomatic Corps, officials of the Ministry of Education, members of the Board of Governors of the Sarah Lewis Community College, members of the staff of the Sarah Lewis Community College, graduates, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, class of 2017, and all our proud supporters. I am honored, yet humbled by the privilege to address such a dignified gathering here today, all under the umbrella of celebrating success. This is truly an auspicious occasion, not only for us, the graduating class, and those of you witnessing the ceremony, but also those who would have liked to be here, but for various reasons could not be here in person. Congratulations are in order. I am J.V. Philip, valedictorian of class of 2017. For me in particular, today is a dream come true. A college education has always been my dream. So you can imagine my disappointment when I was denied entry into this college upon completion of my secondary education. But I did not give up on my dream, not at all. My failure fueled my ambition and determination. It took me 4 long years of hard labor to overcome the myriad of hurdles that came my way. And voila, today I stand before you as valedictorian. Living proof of what unwavering faith and perseverance can pay. So with great pride and pleasure, we class of 2017 borrow a verse from one of the letters of St. Paul to say, "We have fought the good fight, we have finished the race, and most importantly, we have kept the faith." While today is a landmark occasion in which we should rightly celebrate, we could not have arrived here alone. My fellow graduates, join me in extending profound gratitude and appreciation to all those who gave us this life-changing opportunity. My fellow graduates, may I invite you to place your hand on the person next to you. Now, don't get too emotional here, okay? All right. And close your eyes for a while. And as we were advised to do in business class, do a SWOT analysis. Try to reminisce. Create your own unique memories of the Sarah Lewis Community College experience that we will take away with us. I can see some of you smiling, some frowning, some grinning, some nodding as the experiences come back to mind. Some uplifting, some transformational, some mesmerizing, some amazing, some utterly shocking. Then offer a silent prayer of gratitude and thanks to those who are missed, your family, the entire South Louis Community College staff and administration, the library, the canteen, the ground staff, your teachers, considering what they are paid, you cannot thank them enough. Your friends, sharing workloads, secrets, lunch breaks, the makeups, the breakups. Now open your eyes. Certain that you are overwhelmed by the magnitude of your experiences. Charles Dickens, though coming from a different era, summed it up for us perfect in his quote when he said, I quote, "It was the best of times. It was the worst of times. It was the age of wisdom. It was the age of foolishness. It was the season of light. It was the season of darkness. It was the spring of hope. We had everything before us. We had nothing before us," unquote. Permit me to take a few minutes to pay special tribute to the Southern Compass, still the illegitimate child of which I am a product. Whether it be scholarship, commitment, the staff at the Southern Compass are amazing. Some of the full-time lecturers have their unique personalities. For example, Mr. Ogis is like a tube of toothpaste. If you press his buttons, you would see his true color. Mr. Serrier, our walking calculator, knows every X and every Y that Mr. Math has. Miss Isaac, our English perfectionist, who smiles says the opposite of what she means. Miss Popo, though soft-spoken, is hard on the cases. All of those seeds of knowledge and skills have helped who we are, who we will become. Long live the staff of the Southern Compass. On a more serious note, there is no other local education institution that I know of that opens its doors at 7 a.m., only the Southern Compass. I vividly remember the confusion in my mind when I saw a 7 a.m. on my schedule as a new student. This must be an error, I thought. Until the secretary confirmed that it was indeed correct. But how does my brain begin to think at that ungodly hour when the rest of the nation is fast asleep? But we, the students, adjusted almost immediately, and students as far as Soufre easily adapted. I cannot conclude without making a plea for better in the Southern Division. One need that should be given priority is facilities, for more of what you call extracurricular activities, but I see as enrichment programs for students, with an 8-hour break between classes. Students need more positive avenues to expend their overwhelming energy. Right now, some are at the mercy of Uptown Liquor Store and Sandy Beach. The consequences that we are all too familiar with. My second plea goes to the many business houses out there to do more than turning down applications from graduates because they lack experience. Get involved in the business of education by offering apprenticeship opportunities so that students can marry work and school. I am now benefiting from a work-study experience as an employee at a very prestigious financial institution. And now some final words to you, my colleagues. Our society today is inundated with some very frightening sounds and sights, and that are presented to us in the papers, on our television, on our popular talk shows as the norm. But I have come to realize that there are some outstanding people out here doing some phenomenal things that we can hardly hear about. It is our time to join them. In you, I see great potential to do great things. In you, fellow graduates, I see problem solvers, healers, thinkers, doers. I see our own Usain Bolt, our next Darren Sermi, or even our own Bob Marley. Yes, talented and courageous individuals who are all ready to take off and make this a better place for you and for me and our children to come. And I am both humble and thankful to be a small part of the movers and shakers. Are you in or are you out? I urge you to trust in your abilities, and the unimaginable will become not only imaginable, but achievable. Thank you, and I wish us all a healthy, safe, and happy future. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Jevi Philip, Valedictorian 2017. Thank you for sharing your personal story of perseverance. Thank you for putting the spotlight on the Southern campus. Great job, Mr. Philip. At this point, I would like to invite the captain of our ship, Professor Olivia Saunders, to do the closing remarks. Professor Saunders.
Hello, good morning. One of the best things about being the last speaker is that everything has already been said. Your Excellency, important all, I just want to say thank you for coming and sharing with us. And I want to say to Dame Perlette that you will be given a replica of our Mace. It's not ready at this juncture, but in honor of your magnificent role as Governor General of St. Lucia and former principal of Sir Arthur and a continued friend and supporter of Sir Arthur Lewis Community College, we thought it fitting that you should receive for your library of other great honors the honor of having this replica in your possession. As my time at Sir Arthur draws nigh, I wish to thank everyone here in St. Lucia for having me. I want to thank the staff, the students, everyone at the college for embracing me. It has been a wonderful experience. I am uplifted by the cooperation and support that I've received. And I wish to end these remarks by paraphrasing from the Bahamian National Anthem. And it's going to be very embarrassing if I don't remember. Lift up your head to the rising sun. March on to glory, your bright banners waving high. See how the world marks the manner of your bearing. Pledge to excel through love and unity. Thank you. God bless.
Thank you very much, Professor Saunders. We are nearing the end of our ceremony, and we would like to show special gratitude to two of our special guests. To assist us with that, I would like to call on Crystalline Montoute and Natoya Prince. Could you assist us with the presentations? Christine Montoot will make a special presentation to our guest speaker. Yes, that's you, Tabitha. Thank you. I know you did not hear Crystalline, but I heard one important point she made. She said, thank you for how honest you were. You agree with her? Yes. That's right. Natoya will make a special presentation to Her Excellency, the Governor General. Thank you so much. Thank you, Your Excellency, for always gracing us with your presence. We always feel so special when you are around. Thank you so much. Okay, we will culminate our ceremony with our college anthem. So let us all stand, and we will be led by our choir. The anthem is actually on page 34 of your program.
Aim high, my fellow men, you of SLCC. Let's build a name that always lasts and always honored be. Let's make a pledge to ever keep in sacred reverence our motto, constant and upright pursuit of excellence. March on, my fellow men, let nothing you detain. Follow the path of graduate stroll, from tardiness refrain. Turn not from diligence and truth, gain knowledge, eloquence. Remember that our motto is pursuit of excellence. Sing out, my fellow men, with sweetness fill the air. SALCC of Montfortune, let all our hearts revere. Be education of the best, your armor and defense. Our motto, constant and upright, pursuit of excellence.
At least remember that last line, pursuit of excellence. Thank you very much. This brings our graduation ceremony to a close. Graduates of 2017, it is finished for now. For now. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated while we have the procession of our graduates, who will be led by our Grand Marshal, and for the first time, our symbol of authority, the Mace. Grand Marshal, Mr. Ogis. Graduates, you are standing for the procession. We remain standing for the national anthem.